I certainly will your way. I'm happy to get involved. Now, I'm going to put it out here. None of my analysts pointed it out. I'm disappointed in you. Sky had the opportunity.
I'm right there.
I know you are. I'm saying it to your face, Quincy. You should have done it. They saw Azeri face up, didn't pick Senna Nasus. Pathetic.
Okay.
It's a hard counter pick. Senna Nasus ruins Zeri.
Yeah, Zeri wants to do the spacey stuff, and then Nasus is like, haha, wither go brr, and then Zeri cannot do anything. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, of course. I mean, yeah, but he would have picked Senna Nasus then. I mean, we have seen Shogun Senna recently. We are all very faithful of Shogun, and he managed to show us how bad a Senna can really be. So maybe Aomine would be in the same boat. I don't know. Either way. Maybe I was a bit too harsh on the Sky draft. I mean, the Camille has some priority early against Coded here, especially with Ignite Camille going up against the Flash Jacks. Maybe that's just win lane, win game for the side of versus Sky, but I'm really looking forward to see what they will bring, because I made the bold call. I picked Luxury to win a game, and Luxury hasn't won many games, as we all know. So, yeah, looking forward to see what Coded can do on his renowned Jax, I would say. And also Viuk a little bit more strong side than usual, because usually we know him as a Renekton player or as a Gnar player who just gets weak side by his team, and Burst the Sky playing towards the bot side. So let's wait and see what these two teams will bring here.
And of course, the thing with Luxury is that, yes, they're having woes, but I don't necessarily hate picking them to win a game or even win the series, because it doesn't necessarily make sense that they're as bad as they are. Their players don't tell that story. When Coded is on form, he's a very good top laner. Blazers, the same story. Vit, okay, we have our complaints about him as an ADC, but there's no reason they can't take it to BTS. But Elio wants to get it started, really take it to them, as that was a lovely engage there with the remount. They do have to burn double summoners on the Zeri.
They do, but they also use double summoners on their own for the side of Elio. He has a Hex Flash to be fair, so it's not as bad. He can still use the Flash offensively to some extent from a brush or something. That is very potent on the well, especially. Aomine also using his cleanse. But the HP advantage alone should maybe make that worth already for the side of Burst the Sky. And we just now see Vit, or basically we do not see Vit, because he's zoned off from the wave so far apart.
Well, he's back. He's walking back.
Yeah, he had to base. That's how far down away from the wave he was. And yeah, you see what he shopped. He shopped basically absolutely nothing. He's on the refillable potion together with the Doan's blade. So yeah, not really where you want to start off your lane as a Zeri, because you are so item dependent actually. You do a lot even without items, but here we see the two.
Hang on. Yeah, we've got a gank that came in initially. It was Drakthar getting it started. Now Killer Queen responding is just going to fend them off, make sure they can push this wave in. And 2 ganks down, no first blood.
No first blood, no summoners burned on the side of Luxury, and that's actually a very good win for them, I would say, because the wave got in. That's basically the goal they had there. Ryuk also using his flash, Ryuk using his ignite, Drakthar on his own, also using his flash, is something that really is detrimental to that, because summoner spells being down for the side of Burst the Sky all across the map is not really where they want to be in. In mid lane, of course, nothing really happened there. TP got used by Glowy on his own, and he's down so much yet against the Ari, really struggling in this matchup. That is kind of what I expected here. The Galio for Glowy basically just picked to really enable the side lanes later on. But speaking of enabling the side lanes, here we see
Gonna have to burn the flash that wasn't used in that first exchange, so will escape the second, and now has a Killer Queen behind him. Don't think the junglers will be finding much more there, but that's a good bit of pathing by Drakthar. You were talking about the summoner spell advantage, which has now somewhat been nullified.
Somewhat nullified, and I really wonder if Rio can smell that he's maybe getting ganked by Killer Queen here, or if Killer Queen is really interested in staying around. He starts the recall off just to kind of test the waters here, and he's still in there. He should go for the gank, and it's a counter-strike.
Yeah, I mean, this should just be a kill. The hook shot's already down. There's no flash. The Q lands. Coded's not interested, though. Evidently, they don't think they can lock it down. We go immediately to the bot lane, where Elio once again has found a lovely engage on the rel, but takes a little bit of damage from the peanut cannon. Luxury come out okay.
And Vit recovered surprisingly well, right? Look at the CS numbers. He's basically almost back to even after that disaster that happened in the early game there. And of course, with Aomine shopping, that's somewhat explainable in that regard. But Zeri in general, not really that much punished in the early game. That first 3-2 was somewhat detrimental to him, but other than that, he didn't really fall down much. And I was kind of disappointed in the top lane gank that happened there from Killer Queen. They have a flashless Camille there, and they just cannot really go for the kill because the counter-strike got used very, very early. Hookshot was very effective in covering a lot of distance, and the Camille with the adaptive defensive shield is surprisingly tanky, so the damage from early game Lee Sin wasn't really enough to finish the kill off, and he just had to run on his own, and like this, Viuk just escaped there. But speaking of this top lane matchup, CS-wise, it looks like a disaster for the Camille already, and it won't get easier for her because in the pure stat check, the Jax hard wins this matchup.
Yeah, he absolutely does. But Ryuk is playing very respectfully. He is currently down a lot of CS, but there is a huge wave pushing into him, so he should be able to catch most of that and be okay. The Killer Queen not in position to try and zone him away from the tower. So it is just a bit of a quiet early game. Not something I really expect out of these two teams, I'm going to be completely honest with you. But it's honestly a good sign, particularly for Luxury. Luxury is chaos incarnate. It's coin flip after coin flip after coin flip, and the fact that we've got to 6 minutes without them dropping their wallet is a good sign for them.
And a very good sign for the VCS in general, right? I mean, usually you wouldn't expect 7 minutes for the kill, but I think that it will be over very soon.
Well, that's actually really lovely play there by CBL as he surfs his way out. They pick up the first blood. It's going to be answered pretty quickly onto Vit. There it is. It's going to be a soul for Drakthar, but he actually can't get out of that soul. He's stuck as a Zeri Killer Queen. He finds a lovely engage. Blazers has arrived, and oh no, they have dropped their wallets, but it's Sky that has done it, I should say, as they have all been found. They've been cleaned up, and Luxury get 4.
Not just drop the wallet, but also drop the ball right there with the deep dive with the Galio coming in, who, weirdly enough, somehow was moving first instead of the Ari. You will see it again with the huge enters coming in. Look at Elio. I mean, he tanked turret shots, got Zenith betted immediately, stunned immediately, couldn't really do anything right there. And I want to focus on Killer Queen here because with dying, it's basically just what really happens if you have to 1v3. He just goes back in here, gets the kill on towards the Galio, so he cannot really get off another taunt. And with Blazes finally arriving here, he didn't have a global as his opposition had there on the side of Glory. Could just go in with the Ari. New mechanic on the Spirit Rush, by the way, is you get resets from takedowns, so you can basically move around a lot more. That's also why Ari is rising as a priority pick. And feeding him a double kill is not really something you really want on the side of versus Sky for sure, because that Ari will be very, very strong in mid-game. Now on Lost Chapter and the Ionian Boots will be even more mobile and even more damaging to the enemy team.
And with this early lead coming in, you start having the argument of, do you actually build Everfrost on Ari? But, oh dear.
Yeah, that can happen. Shutdown getting over.
And now you're back in Everfrost prison. Sorry,
yeah, but very
good.
Yeah, very good punch from side of the Sky though, and Blazes had flash. I wonder why he didn't try to flash anything of the well-CC chain there. There was something definitely doable for them. And Aomino with the Killer Instinct diving deep. He does quite a bit of damage, even early on, with the Swayed Dirk and some longswords pull on top of him. And he has a very huge CS lead over it, so he is surprisingly farmed. That is kind of like what keeps this guy in the game, I would say. Them also picking up the Herald right now is making it a bit more easy for them. Here we see Blazes. Yeah, he's getting free man. The taunt. He just straight up doesn't. He refused to flash the taunt. That's what triggers me because it was in vision. It was not like he was speed blitzed or anything. Like that was very predictable that this would happen.
Yeah, that was a little bit lazy there from Blazers, I think. Just got to press the flash. You can see that the follow-up's there. You need to get away. But regardless, in the end, it does actually come out to a pretty big win for Sky. They were the ones that kind of made the commitment to bring up their bot lane for the Herald with Drakthar. Getting jumped. Killer Queen wants this, and he's got the fancy feet. Does that perfectly. Coded is locked in the rage cage with Camille. Finds his way out, Glory. Killer Queen. Just giving them the little spookums as they clear out the wave. They have 4 members here. You know they're going to go back under tower, but everything missing there from Blazers. But it doesn't matter because Killer Queen, once again, has locked and loaded the heat-seeking Sonic Wave. And that's going to be 2 kills. That's going to be tower plates. Luxury are looking damn good.
And don't tell me Jack's killer team, but that was a very good double counter-strike coming up from Cold. I thought maybe wait for the wave if it comes in 2 seconds later anyway, but Coded wasn't having any of that. He was a little bit impatient in that regard, but absolutely rightfully so, because Luxury absolutely brutalized that top lane dive there. Also, I'm very furious about Drakthar trying to 1v1 Killer Queen, dashing offensively into him. Like, what do you expect to happen? The Lee Sin absolutely just kills you, and here we see how it happens. He flags into your face, just kicks you. Sonic Wave into Western Strike, and you're just done. I mean, the Lee Sin already got like some takedowns earlier from the bot lane dive that happened, and what do you expect to happen there, Draktar? I don't really know. I mean, if the Lee Sin blows his combination onto you and misses some stuff, maybe then you can go for it, but not in a straight up 1v1 against the Lee Sin early. You cannot expect that to work.
Yeah, and it has huge ramifications, as we saw at the end of that replay, because without Drakthar there, it was just a 4v2. You're under a tower, but don't think they much care, as they did claim them out. Now 8-2. It is a 4,000 gold lead at only 11 minutes, Crincy. And it's another catch onto Drakthar. Does Heartbreak away. This might have been a bridge too far here by Luxury, as they're getting cleaned up. Blazers goes down, but there's no soul there for Drakthar. He didn't get the assist, and that's an absolute disaster because now they're turning it around. Killer Queen, he's on form, and an on-form Killer Queen is absolutely horrific. As he comes in, he sets the play up, he gives Vid the double.
And it wasn't even cleanly played by Luxury. They still win because they're just so far ahead already. It was 4k gold for them. Blazes falls out early, but every cooldown was already blown by the setup with the sky. Here we see the fight again. Charm lands, Solar Flare behind it.
If Drakthar gets this soul, I think they win the fight. Just by the way, onto Ari. He doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it? Why does he not get it?
Because he didn't get an assist. He didn't hit them recently enough.
Oh no. That's very unfortunate. Anyway, here we see the jungle diff playing out. Killer Queen lands another Sonic Wave because we know for him it is a targeted ability. And speaking of the jungle difference, I want to see the scoreboard again because I think it's like Killer Queen being 7-0, yeah, and Draktar being 0-3. That's one hell of a jungle difference. We saw it earlier in the top lane skirmish. I mean, when he tried to 1v1 him, he dared to do it. And yeah, that alone may be detrimental to why versus Sky will maybe lose this game. 6k gold is the difference between those teams. First Drake, however, picked up by Buster Sky, so rushing an early soul is not something that is on the table for Luxury. It will be a hex tech back next to and here Charm into one Spirit Orb, and Elio is missing half of his HP bar. Yeah,
Ari kind of hurts, even with the Everfrost, but this should be an uncontested Herald. I don't think they're going to be able to deny the charge. Nope, in it goes. That is some nice gold over to Drakthar, but it's only over to Drakthar. Not really where they wanted. I would have liked to see Almine trying to benefit from that gold. Not super easy to do, of course, in the scenario, but he currently, he's got 2 kills. He's kind of your hope.
I kind of understand it going to Drakthar. Drakthar really needs to become a champion. He hasn't really finished his mythic yet. He's Viego. He also wants to have his own blade by now because it is a good item again. He's going for Triforce, I think. That's a new Divine Sunra build, actually. So he was Divine Sun went to play the Wound King, which would be his way to go here. And I actually want to applaud Luxury a little bit here because in the past we have seen VCS teams lose the game over contesting a Herald charge. They really don't have to contest. It's just 2 plating, 300 gold. Just accept your loss, and that's what they did right there. And those 300 gold won't make a huge difference for Draktar right now. Maybe in the later stage of the game they will, but if Luxury plays this out cleanly, there shouldn't be a later stage of the game in the first place. So just scrapping your losses, accepting their Herald charge is absolutely fine for them. They had 2 turrets here, and just now fight over the next Drakes for the side of Luxury. Just play 1 Baron when you can, and then you should be good to go in this game.
Certainly should be. But yeah, this is what we want out of Luxury, honestly. I was saying at the start of the match, it doesn't really make sense that they're so far down in the doldrums when it comes to the standings, because this is what they can do. And okay, yeah, Sky is not the meanest of opponent. I don't expect them to do this to Garm or Saigon Buffalo, but the fact that they were getting so handily beaten by Team Secret, Team Flash, all of these other lower tier teams just didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I'm glad to see them returning to a little bit of form, at least for the first 15 minutes of game.
Definitely. Blaze is now coming in with a TP, so there's a little bit of more of a tempo play coming out from Luxury here to really push this mid lane tier 1 turret. That's like the 1 turret they really want to take before the Dragon because it gives so much map control or takes so much map control away from the side of Burst the Sky to really be in a position to fight these next objectives. Herald number 2 also coming out. And we see with Luxury being so far ahead, 7k gold at 50 minutes, already objective bounties are a topic here, so there's something to take if they happen to somehow steal it. Also with Galio, there might be a chance to have a comeback fight here, but Coated is also ready to fight. He is on the blade of the Wound King Jax, which is not the ideal team fight item, I dare say, but still, it also just shows how fat he really is in this game, because everyone is just sitting on components on the side of Burst the Sky, except for, ironically, Draktar, who just now finishes Divine Sunra. So in that department, Buster Sky is somewhat starting to get their first item power spikes, but the Herald charge, of course, won't be contested, and that's why they take the mid lane tier 1 turret. And with Hextech Break now spawning, that should be luxuries to take.
Yeah, it should be, and I think, Sky making the good decision here. Don't contest the second Herald. It's not that valuable, and don't contest this Drake. It's the first Drake for luxury. It's not that big a deal. Really, just no issue. Let it go. Big deal. We go on to the Infernal maps, and then on the Infernal map, I should say, and that's where you can start to contest the Drakes. Sky, though, are still
they got
better. They did. Oh, he is just donezo. Drakthar's going to come in and reinforce, but he immediately thinks better of it as he sees his top laner get absolutely mollywopped. I don't even know what you do now as another play out of Killer Queen.
Yeah. And usually this is where I really would start to name those comeback opportunities for the side of Buster Sky, but I'm really not sure if they're really looking for it. They just seem completely mentally spaced out of the game already, as we just saw Biok being caught on the recall on the top side there, and of course Killer Queen killing Glowy there, that's also to some extent just Killer Queen being good, I dare say. But
so much
I think I personally think right now genuinely that Buster Sky is already in their head thinking about game 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a huge amount to talk about in this replay. They just caught him recalling. He's got no hope. This is a lovely play out of Killer Queen, though. But I just want to seize on the point you made. Is this has been my problem with Versus Sky this season so far? Is that mental looks terrible. The communication looks really bad. It looks like the players don't trust each other. And I don't know what happened. You came third last split. You had a really good split. And then it's just all fallen apart to the point where, I've been saying that standings are telling lies. Versus Sky is the worst team in the league. I've been saying that pretty incessantly. And I'm hoping Luxury are about to prove me right.
Maybe a catch onto Blazes, but Blazes is very, very mobile on the RE.
He's gone.
And he got the vaccine modes. He's gone. I mean, he's basically doing everything to win your heart over, right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Exactly the vaccine mode. Yeah.
I love that.
Not getting caught in the side lane. Yeah. You don't like Ari very much. I mean,
I like that Ari skin, actually. There's a lot of Ari skins I don't like very much, like the KDA ones, but I really like the Spirit Blossom one. It's very pretty. Ari gets a pass.
What I do not like about the skin is it's basically Ari, because Ari thematic is already like this, going a little bit off the Spirit Blossom stuff. But either way, it's fine. And yeah.
Drakthar has found a catch. Killer Queen put in the cage, and this is what this team comp is meant to do. They lock someone down and they bring in the cavalry. They immediately kill off Killer Queen, but now Vit has arrived to reinforce. Can this Zeri get anything done?
Yes.
Oh, she certainly can. Because she is spooled up and moving on forward. Rat-a-tat-tat! It's a triple kill for Vit.
Yeah, triple kill for Vit. They got the kill to Killer Queen, which is, I guess, nice to have, especially with such a huge shutter. But again, they just are so far behind, they use everything onto him. And then Vit just say, thank you very much. Blaze is also coming in with a nice AoE damage. Here we see the fight again. Hextech ultimatum onto Killer Queen. They really want to have him suffer there. Also followed up with he was entered the classic LPL combo from a few years ago to really have a guaranteed lockdown. Stopwatch from Glow buying some sort of time, Vit being in there. Also Blaze with some nice AoE, as I mentioned before. And Coach of the Jax is allowed to teamfight, which is something that Jax rarely gets to be at 20 minutes of the game. And here you see Luxury just picking them up, getting another turret in the mid lane as their reward, and they are 13k gold up. This is an absolute massacre in this mid game here. And Buster Sky, even if they get 2 picks as they did just now, cannot really get a break here.
No, they absolutely can't, and nor should Luxury give it to them. Drakthar smites away the blue, so at least denying a little bit of the insult from this game. But I mean, there is not a huge amount to say. I feel like this is just a one-sided game, and we just need to wait for Luxury to actually end it.
Yeah, it's in a weird state right now because Luxury is so far ahead, but there's not so much on the map right now to take, right? I mean, the next Drake spawned in like 1 minute, Baron spawned at 20 minutes, and Baron is like this one thing that maybe would burst the Sky back into the game if you happen to make a slip up there, if you happen to tank the Baron too much, take too much of the resistance shred, and then just Galio Camille collapsing onto you would be like one way in back for Buster Sky. And right now, Luxury is kind of waiting for these objectives to spawn.
I hate to cut you off, but you're about to get a chance to talk because my mailman has just arrived, and I need to go grab something that was meant to get here 4 hours ago. So I'll be back in about 1 minute.
Okay,
sorry,
it's
got to come.
Yeah, let me just triple duty. I mean, why not? I mean, it's just play-by-play, color, and analyst desk. I mean, I should also produce VCS, by the way. That's a different topic, but either way, here we see the game following up a little bit more. First, the Sky is already looking at the Baron with Luxury, of course, threatening to start it. Here we see this side lane 1v1, or let's make it 2v1 as the Hero's entrance also comes up, but maybe could have just 1v2 them anyway. He's not really impressed by the damage coming out, but 3 man is one too many, but he also still gets the returning kill onto Weak on the Camille. Absolute insane play from the side of Code. It just shows just how strong Jax is. I could maybe like read the ability description of the Counter-Strike right now for some comedic effect, but I don't need to do that. And Infernal Drake also taken by the side of Luxury in the meantime, so even that 3v1 play is a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. It just shows how far ahead Luxury is. And first the Sky, yeah, I say over and over again, right? They really cannot catch a break. And Baron is on the table for the side of Luxury. But the Sky, of course, maybe being in a position to contest it a little bit. Maybe Draktar could just heartbreaker in and go for the steal. He doesn't have a flash. The blast cone is also denied. And of course, you now force the hand on the side of the Sky with Luxury starting this Baron. TP already coming. TP number 2 also coming. And I also get another caster apparently. Very, very interesting to see. And now we see the first kill already picked up. Elio gets taken down, but also Viego is in the pit, but he gets kicked out. And Killer Queen gets the Baron, also get the kill into the Viego. And this might just be the end of the game already, with Viego also having his legs in his hands, or his blades in his hands, so to say. And another pick comes out. The 4th kill gets picked up by Coded. And with this 4-for-0 plus the Baron, this should be game number 1 for Luxury Esports.
Certainly should be, Crinsy. Thanks for filling. I heard a little bit of that Crinsy play-by-play. Whew. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll run back upstairs. My apologies for that.
No,
my apologies. But
you just want to come in for
winning.
the finishing call. You're just in to reap the rewards. That's kind of egoistical of you. But anyway.
It is. But regardless of whether it's egotistical or not, we do have Luxury taking a dominant game 1. They ran over Sky faster than I ran up 3 flights of stairs, as the Nexus will be going down. That is a big one for Luxury.